So, what are the key elements of content that can determine its virality? Ooh, there's a lot that I can go into that. So, okay, so there's two separate ways that you can think about virality. You can focus on the messenger or the message. So most people focus on the messenger. They think, oh, if I just get my message in front of the right influencer, then he'll make my product viral. He'll make my message viral. And that can absolutely work. Not if your message sucks. Your message sucks. It's not going to go viral. It doesn't matter who's saying it. Or you can focus on the message. And that is basically the school of thought is we don't really care who's talking about it, because if the message itself is viral, then people will share it. Even Joe Schmo will share it. I focus on the message because I think there's plenty of people who focus on the messenger. So key elements of content that can determine its virality. Ultimately, everything about virality comes down to this one idea. People only share things when they have an extremely good incentive to do so. Now, you can incentivize people to share things in different ways. You can make awesome content that is inspiring and it's emotional and it's so good that people have to share it. You can use viral tricks, viral hacks. You can bribe people to share. I mean, I call it bribery. It's not like it's illegal or anything, but like you can say, hey, refer a friend and we'll give you a discount. Refer a friend. So here, I'll quickly run through like a checklist of things you can think through when you're thinking about virality. So let's go into two separate, we're going to get rid of the category of the messenger virality, and we're going to talk about message. So there's two separate camps here. You can either focus on bribery tactics, that's what I call them, where you incentivize somebody by like promising to give them something, or you can focus on having awesome content. So we'll go awesome content second. First, we're going to focus on bribery because this is the strategy I think is far more effective for most people. So with this strategy, what you're basically doing is saying, okay, I want my user to refer people or to tell people about this website or this app or this product that I have or this article that I have. So I'm going to give them discounts. I'm going to say, hey, if you refer a friend to my e-commerce store, I'm going to give you a 5% discount on your next product. Or I'm going to send you free stickers. Or I'm going to give you both a discount or a free membership or a coupon or I'm going to donate money to charity if you refer a friend. Or I'm going to donate, if you buy a soccer ball, donate a soccer ball to a poor child in Africa or something like that. So with regard to that strategy, those are the kind of things you can try. So just to give you a really concrete example, we've got a website, and probably one that's more relevant to people to you guys would be, so we're testing out a new site right now. Think of it it's a bit of a dating chat site type thing. And what we're trying to do is we're throwing up referral gates. We call them gates because basically we're saying, okay, user, hey, if you want to get this feature, you got to share on Facebook. You got to share that you're using this on Facebook. Like, sorry, man, it's not free. And so we put up a gate like after they did. Like they got through 40% of the user experience, and we said, all right, if you want to keep going, you got to share on Facebook. 20% people passed through that gate. That's really high. 20% of people decided to share. We also tried like, all right, see your photo rating if you share. That one didn't do so well. We tried unlock additional photos from other users if you share. That one did okay. So like we just tried different things to see like, all right, what can we hide? And then they have to like refer somebody to unlock. That's the kind of stuff that I recommend I think is the absolute most important for people, probably the kind of people that I imagine are watching right now. Like us on Facebook or share on Facebook or email or give us your email or just make them pay in some way with some referral action to make it more viral. Now, okay, so that's the bribery category. And the other thing is actually ask people for referrals. It's amazing how much people don't actually do this. Don't be a wuss. It could be like, oh, I'm scared to ask people right here because they might think I'm too pushy or they might think this is too aggressive. Like, you have to be aggressive. You have to test. You have to know. Most people are way too far on the side of not being nearly aggressive enough. And so I recommend being more aggressive than you think you should because you're probably just being a wuss. Okay, so that's one category. The second category is content. So a lot of people aren't satisfied with the bribery category and they want to focus on like, how do I just make awesome content that goes viral? So think of it like this. Here's the battle you're trying to overcome. You're trying to overcome the battle of people don't share most things. Like you go on the internet every single day and you see maybe 1,000 pieces of content. And how many pieces of content do you share each day? 1, 2, 0? That's right, because most of it isn't awesome enough to share. You have to make content that creates so much emotion that people are actually willing to say, I should actually go bother all of my friends and family and people who follow me on Twitter and Facebook with this piece of content because it's just that awesome. And the only way to do that is to create a lot of emotion because you have to overcome this natural friction that exists where people don't want to share most things that they see because it's so competitive. There's so many other things to see. So To make something that's really awesome, it has to be really emotional, and easy ways of generating more emotion are to, yes, cute animals create emotion, nostalgia creates emotion, pissing people off creates emotion. Like, go on Reddit. What percentage of the content there is people is like angry nerds, like some injustice in the world that people are upset about, like some police brutality somewhere, whatever. Like, anger gets people into action, and then they're going to go share it on Facebook and on Twitter and so on. Obviously, you have to be careful with that, but it can work really, really well. Writing off what's hot, that can be helpful too. If there, some big news story, if you made a Gangnam Style parody video right after it went hot, you'd probably get a lot more views than that. So those are some quick ideas to think about for how to make the product more. But again, it all comes down to, like, you've got to create a lot of emotion. If you don't create a lot of emotion, people aren't going to be motivated to go and share that content. All right, so I can keep talking about virality. If there's more questions about it, I'm happy to go into much, much more detail. One quick tip. No one actually asked this, but even though you didn't ask, I'm gonna share anyway because it's way too good. Photos on Facebook work so well. Oh my god! Like, if you're putting up content right now on your Facebook page for your brand or your app or whatever it is, make sure every single piece of content is a picture. And if you do this, you will get at least 50% more views on that piece of content. 50% free just by attaching a photo. And it doesn't even matter what the photo is of. As long as the algorithm sees that there's a .jpg attached to it or a .png attached to it, the algorithm will say, yes, this person uploaded a photo. I'm going to go show this to more people now. So you get all this huge increase in exposure from doing nothing else. One other tip, no one has to see that, but this is just too good of a tip to not share, and I want to try to add as much value as I can in this session, is that we found that you can tweet multiple times with only a tiny drop-off in click-through rate from tweet 1 to tweet 2 or tweet 3. And the reason for this, if you tweet different times of the day. So we tweet on OMG Facts, we'll tweet something 8 hours apart, midnight, 8 a.m., and 8 hours after that. And we found that almost as many new people seeing on the first tweet as the second tweet as the third tweet, because people in different time zones get on Twitter, and the Twitter feed is so transient that people only read whatever's on their Twitter at the time they're checking it. They don't go back and read all the tweets. So if you have something really important to say, you tweet it 3 times, you'll get 3 times as much awareness of that idea that you're trying, that tweet will be seen by 3 times as many people. So that's a no-brainer way of massively increasing your, potentially increasing your social media exposure. And I got a bunch more tips like that, and I'll share them if there's more questions. But there's a big list coming right now. I want to make sure I get to as many of them as possible.